Hello everybody, vanburman here, and welcome to the first in the series, I presume, of, I'm going to call it dealing with Greenlight, I think. And it's not really how the Greenlight system works, because it's actually quite a good system. I would start by saying that. There's lots of stuff, there's lots of options for you to obviously import your images and your videos, which I really like. You can write as much as you like about it. And of course the video plays as soon as someone starts watching the video, which is also nice. So I'm not bad-mouthing Greenlight at all. You know, I understand the £70 submission fee, which is, I think it's a bit high, but it is necessary to make sure it's serious, or projects that seriously want to be on Steam rather than not. So you have to take that into consideration. And I think we will. Yeah, so the point I wanted to make is that we're going to start with people's comments. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. So where do I see all comments? Oh, there's no way. Okay, so we're going to start off the furthest way back. So I'll probably do this like once a week, where we look at the comments that I've had and you know, just have a look. So a guy who is on my friend list this left me a nice comment, which is nice, but I'll be ignoring those comments. Congratulations on the Kickstarter. On getting successful Kickstarter funding. I hope you intend to unify the art so it looks cohesive before you release the product. Now, I wasn't 100% aware what he was getting on about, but comments later on have sort of led me to understand what that means. And basically it's because of the fact, which I don't know, some people like, but you know, we've got sprites here, we've got pixel enemies here, and then hand-drawn summons. Obviously summons are an exception because, you know, they are, you know, some of the most powerful spells in the game. So, you know, that's a little bit different in that respect. You know, that's what makes them a bit special. And of course the backgrounds look a bit more like painted on. But the backgrounds I actually haven't had customly done. They're just from a different RPG Maker pack, which is to aid side battle systems. Because before, the backgrounds that are actually in RPG Maker themselves are too, like for example, if we take like this bit here, like under that line would be the background, and above that would be the top set. But then of course some of my sprites are going to look like they're floating in midair, which is not good, and it would mean a heck of a lot of work to try and sort that out. So yeah, I just bought that pack which has some backgrounds. But I'll go into we'll look at another comment, in which I'll go into in a bit more detail. Okay, so we have the second one. Nice. This one says, someone who speaks very little Spanish told me that it looks like sort of like first generation Nintendo games, and he said that he likes the look of it, so that's nice. We got Gallus here, who says, yeah, who's basically saying about what I said before. I have to put more work into the steady Greenlit. I think it's Greenlit, but yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I quite like the way the graphics look. I like the fact that it's got all the different aspects to it. Actually, I'll just go for it now, because I might as well. If you take, for example, Final Fantasy VII, you know, one of the highest selling, maybe even the highest selling single player game of all time. I could be wrong on that one, but it's definitely up there. I don't know, Pokemon's done pretty well as well, but never mind. So, you know, in that you had block-shaped characters. You then had not quite as block-shaped enemies, you know, they were nice-looking enemies. You then had like a really nice background, as Final Fantasy VII always had, which I really liked. So, you know, that you could say those three things don't really tie in. Okay, maybe there's a bit of a smaller link between the characters and the enemies. And then you've got your summons, which are basically cutscenes. So, you know, the fact that you got someone moaning about all that stuff is, you know, a bit judgmental. And I don't see it as a problem, if I'm honest. I like the way it is. So in response to that guy, you know, I just don't understand the problem, if I'm honest. And he's also trying to tell me where my stuff was made. For example, the sprites aren't made in RPG Maker. They are based off RPG Maker sprites, obviously, but you know, sprites are sprites, let's be honest, to a certain extent. So yeah, I really just have no time for that person. But I'm not going to be deleting these comments, because you know, people like that who are willing to show off their stupidity can have it shown off. Well, what a fake cover picture. Actually, you know, I was undecided about this. I think it's something which I now sort of feel as though I need to get it done. I think that's a fair comment, that it is a false cover picture, which is fair enough. So hopefully today at some point I will be finding someone to do me a proper sort of game logo rather than this one, which will be a bit more in fitting. I'm thinking about a sort of maybe going a bit of taking element of Final Fantasy from it, adding into it to make it look alright. So yeah, that's my sort of image I got in my head at the minute. Not the but we'll have to see how it turns out. So yeah, obviously I don't draw very well at all, so wouldn't be for me to do, or I wouldn't be able to do it. So yeah, we will get a new cover picture done. So to that guy, I think, yeah, okay, fair enough. Although lots of games do use cover pictures which aren't graphics of the game or have much to do with the game. You see that lots of times, but especially with smaller titles. So, but I do understand his concern, and yeah, that is something I want to address. So that's good. Very nice cover. It is a really nice cover picture. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, it seems very similar to classic Final Fantasy games. That is actually the point. But yeah, what sets us out from millions upon millions of other RPGs out on the market. So you're telling me there's 2 million RPGs on the market? Well, seeing as Steam only has a couple of thousand, it might even have 10,000 games, then yeah, that's a bit strange. Yeah, okay, you'd like me to have that graphic all the way through, but you know, yeah, in terms of making it graphically unique, if you think you can do that with, because I didn't get this much, by the way, after fees and people dropping out, I got £480. So if you think I can do that with £480 and make it the game with a good story, and you know, if I could draw this stuff myself, then yeah, fine. But it'd probably be a 5-year project rather than you know, like a 1-year project. So that's my excuse for that one. Reasoning. Effing useless RPG Maker BS that I can't stand. See, people that make comments like that, I don't understand at all. The thing about this guy is, actually, he owns RPG Maker VX Ace, so he's had to play around with it. Now, my thought on the matter is that he's only played it for 2.6 hours, so he's probably played it, thought, oh yeah, I'm going to make a really good RPG, you know, like everyone does when they get an RPG, then realised that, in fact, it's all far too difficult for him, and, you know, that he can't do it. So, and someone who's actually done some work and released something that looks a bit different to normal RPG Maker stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to say he's jealous, but I think there's a bit of resentment in there. Nice with a sticky out tongue face. That's cool, I guess. I don't know who that guy is. No, I don't know him. I thought I knew him, but I don't. So that's fine. Nice, that's nice. Good, but good. So he's telling me that it's good, but learn to effing code. Stop using engines like RPG Maker. Yeah, because, you know, everyone has all the time in the world to to learn coding and then make games with that. Oh, some people. Oh dear. Anyway, let's not go into that. But yeah, that is attitude that some people will take if you show them your RPG Maker game. Which is a sad fact, but you know, you've got nothing to be ashamed of using RPG Maker. Anyway, next question. Only in English? Yes. to translate a story like that is going to cost a lot of money. And, oh dear, yeah. I mean, if someone wanted to do it for free when the game's released, then that would be fine. But, yeah, in terms of me getting someone in to translate it, there's just not enough money for that. Okay, next one. From Hordor, although it's obviously not Hordor, but yeah. Effing useless RPG Maker BS that I can't stand. I think is that the same comment from earlier? Is that actually exactly the same comment? Right. Okay, that's really strange. So, it's probably a group of people that just go around commenting on people who've made games in RPG Maker and say that to them, which is fine. But I don't see these guys making games. Okay, this guy is, I don't like I don't like his comment, but there's some constructive criticism I can take from it. But anyway, I'll read it out to you. RPG Maker is fine as long as you use your own gameplay instead of using standard art issue RPG systems, JRPG systems. What's wrong with an ATB system? It's probably one of the best ones created. You have proper assets you made all by yourself. Well, yeah, I can't make art assets, so you know. Anyway, instead of either, well, bad ones or default RPG Maker ones. Okay, so pretty much nothing is done in RPG Maker apart from the RPG Maker extra battle backgrounds. And so he's saying that they're all bad, so cheers for that, dude. And you, well, failed to achieve both. Okay, thus creating just another RPG Maker game no one cares about. No one cares about. So I've got 9 people have favorited it, and only one of them's on my friends list that I've asked them to. And I got 32 backers from Kickstarter who put their hard-earned money, I presume hard-earned money, into the game. So yeah, no one cares about it. Well done. But I understand what he's trying to say, even if he's said it wrong. But quite frankly, that's the game I wanted to make. So he just listed how he wanted to make the game, and then said no, it's no good. But anyway, that's fine. We've then got Nice Please Co-op. Okay, now co-op is something which I thought about for a short amount of time, and to implement it would be very difficult. Not that would stop me, but the fact is that I think it would detract from the story. I don't think you can make a game like this and have it co-op. Not to the same extent, because it's not an action adventure game. It's an RPG game. Like, quite plain and simply, it doesn't have any other subgenres. That is what it is. So, you know, in terms of it being multiplayer or co-op, that would make it very difficult, unfortunately. But never mind. Mark Skull, I don't even know. I don't even know what that. I will try and Google translate that and see what that comes out as, but I just have no idea. Couldn't even begin to deduce that. Please translate into Russian, probably. And very nice as well. Well, thank you. So I've had some quite nice comments, and it's been fairly well appreciated. There's just some people that purely just seem to hate it because it's made in RPG Maker, which, by the way, I totally understand, because I understand people's perception of it, that it's easy to make it, that the games made in it don't take time or effort, or any sort of knowledge at all. But, you know, those sort of people they're just never going to understand. I'm really surprised by the fact the guy has actually played some RPG. One of the guys actually played some RPG Maker VX Ace, and he still thinks that way. But I guess until you've put in, I would say, at least over 30 hours into actually making something yourself, then you're not really going to understand, I don't think, unless you've seen someone else's efforts. But anyway, that's just me. That's my thoughts on it. But it is worth realizing that, you know, this. I mean, I knew this was going to happen. I knew I'd get this sort of torrent or some abuse from it, because with any game you release, you're going to get that anyway. But especially when one's made in RPG Maker, you do leave yourself open to it. I do think the stigma will go away. I honestly do. Especially when we get, I think we've got 4 RPG Maker games on Steam now. And I think maybe when we get up to around 20, I think that's maybe when the stigma will start going away, because people realise that, you know, you can get them released on Steam and people will buy them, and they'll receive some sort of moderate success, which is perfectly fine by me. A little bit of point I wanted to make is as well that a guy who's doing another game on Greenlight, he's also using RPG Maker. He's really successful in his game. I think he probably isn't that far off the top 50, if I'm honest. But all he's used, well, not all he's used, but a lot of what he's used are from the same pack as my battle backgrounds. I'm not going to name the name of the project or the name of the guy, because I like his game, and the guys spoke to him, and he's a nice guy. But a lot of people don't realise it's made in RPG Maker because of the fact that it's got that. Because because it's got those custom graphics in, which changes everything, and they are all uniform, which obviously takes away what the heck is going on, which obviously would address some of the issues I've had in the comments about it not being a uniform one style of graphic. So, you know, I think he's a bit lucky and got away with that sort of losing that sort of stigma, but I don't know. I like everything to be a lot more custom, and yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say on that, but I just wanted to make that point that, you know, if you use different packs that totally change the graphics, then people won't be as harsh on you. But then, of course, you lose out on your uniqueness because you haven't got unique made graphics. But anyway, that's just something to think about if you are thinking about maybe one day releasing a project that you've made on RPG Maker. You know, you have to realize all these things. And the reason I decided to start it off a bit earlier was purely based on the fact that because it's going to take so long, I wanted to give it the most amount of time possible in order to get into the top 50. If it is going to, I mean, because it might not, let's be honest, but if it is going to, then it needs the time to be able to do that. And with all the abuse and everything, it's a price worth taking, because, you know, I'm happy with how my game's going, and a lot of people, or quite a few people, are interested in it and seem to appreciate what I'm doing. And to be honest, one person that has favorited my game is worth 200 people that have said they wouldn't want it on Steam, so, which means I'm just about in the clear. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you do want to check out the game on Greenlight and maybe give it a thumbs up, which would be lovely, then click on the link in the description and it will take you to this page where you can view everything and probably see more horror comments. But anyway, never mind. If we get a lot more comments, I'll probably do one of these a week and we'll go through them. But now I need to take the time to go and translate that comment and reply to all the ones I've been given. And say thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.